Justin Hedges, 3 AM Screenwriter. We're sitting here with the Restroom Confidential. I've got the...
Get the sign, get the sign!
Yeah, we gotta get the, get the sign.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Walking in the boys' room.
Sorry.
Sitting here, we've got Biagio, Steve Mazan, the star of Dying To Do Letterman.
The filmmakers of Dying To Do Letterman.
Directors, producers,
Editors.
financiers this far.
Financiers.
Why don't you all say your name, introduce yourself, just because all your names flowed together.
Steve Mazan.
Biagio.
Joke.
Justin. Stage fright. No, we've been, we had our, or they had their world premiere of Dying To Do Letterman last night at the Cinequest Film Festival here in San Jose, California. And we've been street teaming today. I officially joined the street team. Dying To Do Letterman. I'm all scrubbed up.
Recruited.
I'm no longer dying to see the damn movie. I've seen the damn movie, and it's a damn fine movie.
Oh, thank you.
But, yeah, congratulations, you guys. It was awesome. We had a packed house, standing ovation. It was amazing. And I've seen a lot of festival movies, a lot of screenings and Q&As. I keep talking about this to everybody that listens. I've never seen that many people stay. They said it was maybe 3 people at most that we lost.
Well, you know what was great? I was surprised too when I asked people why they stayed, and they said they heard that Justin was going to be there. And it was the 3 AM Screenwriter here?
Here?
327 out of 330 people stayed. I think the 3 that left were just thought you weren't there.
I wanted to give back.
Yeah.
I wanted to give back. But honestly, it was great. It was a great movie. I hope it comes everywhere. Everywhere. Wherever you are, I hope it gets there. It gets to everybody.
Thank you for your original podcast, getting the word out before
that's right.
we ever premiered. And I'm sure you helped us sell it out last night.
The world's greatest and easiest podcast, I think. It's asked like 3 questions. Hours
Shut the hell up.
Because we're all timid now. We're like,
I'm literally telling myself, don't talk, don't talk. Yeah. I'm trying to shut myself up. And look, and I'm talking as I say that.
Yeah, but we've had some great conversations about it since then. One of the things I really want to touch on from a screenwriting standpoint is how narrative the story was, and how it really flowed and had almost a fictional line to it, like my screenwriting, my screenplays, some of yours, where we're following the beats and the major, ups and downs, peaks and valleys. And we had an interesting conversation about that last night, and you followed some of what screenwriters are following as far as putting the story together when you had all the footage done.
Yeah, I mean, the rough part about shooting a documentary for 5 years is that we had 300 plus hours of footage and a lot of great events that happened in that time, and you need to figure out, okay, how am I going to tell the story? Because it's all real, it's all true, but I need to take that 300 hours and get it to 80 minutes. And having studied screenwriting structure over the years, I'm a huge fan of Vogler, and of course Joseph Campbell, Hero with 1,000 Faces, The Writer's Journey, and recently, Blake Edwards of Save the Cat. And so literally, I kind of knew what our big scenes were, but I would reference the screenwriting books and be like, what's going to help me structure this so that an audience can understand it? Now, of course, it's a documentary. I'm not going to change the events to fit a screenwriting structure. Right. We would never do that, and it doesn't fit perfectly. But when you're brainstorming the first act turning point, or your midpoint, or your reversal, or to use some of the Save the Cat nomenclature, the kiss of death, the smell of death, little things like that. I think it really helped me to sort of wrap my head around the footage in a way that I thought would make it easier for audiences to get. And whereas, there a lot of books are sort of aimed like at 120 minutes, we knew we wanted to be 80 minutes, and I would try to make that adjustment. If this was a 120-minute movie, my moments might happen around here. At 80 minutes, we got to back that up a little bit. And again, I didn't treat it like a rigid, like this is the Bible of how the movie has to be, because it's a documentary. But I do think that the screenwriting structure helped me to get my head around all that footage, and it was very, very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I think, to be honest, we kind of cut the movie our way.
Whoa! Hey! The bathroom confidential!
Come on in! Join the club! Sorry! We won't be listening. I think that we really kind of cut the movie our way and how the story happened, and then used the structure to fine-tune the moment.
Yeah.
You know, so we cut the story as everything happened, and we're like, you know what? We need to tighten up here because this moment needs to come sooner. And, you know, we were identifying the moments really after we cut it. It's not like we sat down and were like, okay, let's read this book, now cut the movie.
And also to clarify, saying a moment needs to come sooner, it doesn't mean we never changed the chronology.
No, it was just tightening, you know? Let's just tighten this here so we can get there faster, and then, you know, let's get moving. And it was really more of like a checklist after the fact that was like, okay. And also for us to combine with our test screen notes, you know? And then really be like, you know what, they were very much in line. Wherever we were off, that's kind of where the notes started coming. They're like, oh, it's slowing down here. Like,
we can tighten up there. I also, you know, there's a great site called New Doc Editing. A woman named Karen Everett has basically dedicated all of her time to studying how screenplay structure can be used in documentaries. I think she's done some really interesting work on that as well. So I think we should. I think we need to step aside from the bathroom.
Come on.
Come on through.
Well,
You're the next contestant.
Very good.
Well
well done.
One of your best performances.
Thank you for listening.
We didn't.
We didn't listen, I swear.
Yeah, and a lot of what they were talking about, it sounds very much like a screenwriting in the first draft. You know, the first draft is it's really raw. It usually is, and it needs to be because you got to get it done. It's the hardest draft often for most people to write, is get all that raw material down, and then usually, you know, you got to hone it, fine tune it, and that's where your beats, your traditional beats, whoever you happen to be following, whether it's Blake Snyder or Sid Field or Brian Helgeland, he's got one. The Hero's Journey.
Mr.
Well,
Truby.
he's our hero right here, and he sure went on a quest. And
I mean, at the end of the day, he was a traditional hero on a journey just in real life.
With lots of obstacles coming along and all that.
And I don't think that would work for like an expose documentary or a documentary that's looking at a big major issue. Like, he was a guy that said, I have a dream, I'm going to chase it. That's a hero's journey by definition.
Yes,
you know?
it is. It's very much, and it was. It's a great view. It's a great watch because you forget that you're watching a documentary. You forget that you're watching, not so much that you're watching real events, but that you're watching something that it's much more of a narrative and I want to say commercial kind of a feel to it, in that it has an entertaining value to it. It takes you through all the peaks and valleys with you, with your wife, and with everything that happened. And that's the best kind of movie, whether it's a documentary or you know, your regular fictional movie, is that it takes you out of yourself and you forget where you're at.
We were able to do it.
You get yourself out of your head.
For at least one person in America, we have succeeded.
No,
so,
I think it was about 300 people last night that succeeded.
330.
The buzz today. 330. There we go. And it's been great. But thank you guys.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks for coming out and joining our street team.
Thank you for joining the team.
Next stop, Cleveland International Film Festival in the end of March.
And
Turn around so I can get the back of your shirt.
oh, okay. And there we go. I wanted, before we sign off, I want to make a special thank you to Chip Street and his partner Sean.
Yes.
And they came out and joined me at the premiere last night, and they loved it too. They saw all the same things that I did as far as its relation to screenwriting and everything else. And demand this movie. If you have a film festival in your town, tell them about it. You know, drop them an email, tweet about it, Facebook about it.
Especially if you're in New York.
Especially if you're in New York, yes. If you know anyone at Tribeca, please.
Or
let them know.
Yeah, or LAIF, either
if
one
anybody
of those.
in LA,
Seattle.
If they owe you money, you know,
Hawaii's
if you got
not
some
bad.
dirt, some dirty photos, anything, just help them out, and it's a great movie, and you're gonna love it if you get a chance to see it. And I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to go wide.
Oh,
I really
thank
do.
All right, thank you, Justin.
Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you later.